Okay, everyone. It is Sunday evening. How's everyone doing tonight? Anyway, this is very informal tonight, guys. You can chime in and, say whatever you want to say, as long as you're being nice. But I thought I would throw that one out there, Ronnie. But anyway, I just want to recap the week for a moment and reflect back on the week. It's been an amazing week, guys. Just an amazing week. And for those of you who made Saturday's event a memorable event, my hat's off to you, because we had an amazing event at the office yesterday. We probably had, no doubt, outside, other than my birthday party that we had back in March, this was probably the second biggest event we've had at the office since I've been part of Sleepm. And it was just absolutely amazing. And we just had a tremendous number of sales on that day. Matter of fact, I had to lean on Ronnie to help me get people closed out. It was just incredible. All I can say, you'd have to be there to really understand what I'm talking about. But it was a big day for many of us as distributors. And I know Pat Perrin, off the top of my head, she was definitely at the receiving end of all that action too. So congratulations, Pat, for having a big day.
Thank you. I'm so excited about having you guys as my sponsors. You guys are crazy.
All I can say, Pat, someone need to walk in your shoes for 1 week or even one day to really truly understand what we're talking about. Because there's an awful lot of activity going on at Sleepm. And this is what really gets me sometimes, Pat, when I'm talking to people who don't know what time it is yet. They said, but Al, the problem is nobody's gonna spend that amount of money. How many of you done heard that before? But nobody gonna spend that kind of money. But Al, it's no residual income there. But Al, nobody is doing anything on my team. But Al, I didn't hear it all, guys. And then yet, every single day this past week, I've been there to 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, trying to close the books out for the day, because sales keep coming, not only in person, but over the phone also. All I can say, guys, if you're not 100% engaged in your business, something is terribly wrong. You need to recommit yourselves. If you don't see any action happening in your business now, you have to recommit yourself. You can't just sit there and say nothing is happening. Listen, Pat Perrin is no better than anyone else. Al Powell is no better than anyone else. Carlito is no better than anyone else. Bottom line is, guys, we have to get after it in a big way, because success is equal opportunity for everyone. Everyone have an equal opportunity to be successful here. And I see Ruby just chiming in. Ruby is one of the newest 5 stars on the team. We had so many ranks that came about this past week. Carlito became a double 6-star.
Yes.
Now, some of you may not know what I'm talking about, meaning that he promoted himself to 6-star twice. And he haven't been in the business that long. Now, I'm willing to wager anything, Ruby probably going to be 6-star before the year is up.
Hell, with that double 6-star, imagine the global pool bonus.
Wow.
Double.
getting paid the money twice.
Yes.
And I want to see everybody get paid it at least one time. And you already got folks already beginning to get it twice. I know what it is. Those of us who are getting it multiple times, we're getting the share from those people who are not promoting up. Is that what it is, Pat? But I can tell you right now, guys, this isn't rocket science. And I'm having this locker room talk with all of you tonight because I want you to succeed at this in a big, big way. I want to hear your story. At the end of the day, I want to hear your story. And I'm sure it's going to be a great story, you know, but most successful people, they don't have a story to share that didn't have some pain in it. See, nobody want to hear your story if everything was all peaches and roses. We want to hear about the pain you had to go through to get to where you are. That's what folks want to hear. Am I right or wrong? Mm-hmm. What attracts you to a juicy movie, a juicy book? You want to hear about some pain, don't you? You don't want to just hear about somebody going from the bottom, succeeding beyond belief, going over the top, and there was no pain. You got to give up something in order to gain something. You have to pay a price to get to where you need to be. I have been paying my price every single day since I've been here with Sleepm. I can honestly say, and be proud to say this, but I really haven't taken a day off since I started Sleepm. Really haven't taken a day off. Have we, Ronnie? We really haven't taken a day off. Even if I thought about taking a day
even
off.
Even Sundays, most of the times have been given up.
Even if I think about taking a day off, someone called me, want to do a three-way or something, I don't say no. I just do it. And I do it with a smile on my face. That's very important. I don't do anything I don't want to do. Everything I do it with a smile on my face. And that's why we are successful at everything that we do. I know every single one of you want to succeed at this. I can't think of a single person who don't want to succeed. Most people don't succeed at what they're doing because they simply don't know what to do. And I think most of you will agree with me on that. Most people, they're reaching out and they're begging for information. They said, but if my upline would only make themselves available to me, I could do a lot better. But you know, bottom line is that you don't have time to wait on upline. You don't have time to wait on sideline. You got a lot of work to do. And it doesn't matter whether you feel as though you're getting the support from the upline. You need to lean forward and step up and become the men and women that you are meant to be and the leaders that you are. I know every one of you have the ability to lead people. And it doesn't matter what kind of support you get from Al and Ronnie or Pat or Jimmy or whomever your upline sponsors are. You are a winner. And you need to have that attitude with you every single day. I'm going to win at this. I'm going to win at this. And it doesn't matter what kind of support I'm getting. The bottom line, I'm going to take charge. I'm going to make this happen. When I looked at yesterday, I'm like, boy, I found it beyond belief because from about 10:30, the moment I set foot in, I think some of you might have saw the little video I put out. I was talking about as a leader, you're normally the first one to show up. And I walked through that office, that lonely office yesterday, all by myself. I said, I'm the only one here right now. Sometimes it feels a little bit lonely, but you know what? We got a big event going on here today. and I show up early and I stay late. And I show out half the time when I'm there. And I would say, you know, I'm going to make it happen. And I'm just visualizing what was going to happen there yesterday. Before one person showed up, I walked through every single room of that place. And I could visualize what was going to happen at that office yesterday. And I shined the light up. And if you haven't seen the video, take the time to see it. I put the camera up at the photo of Ronnie and I up on the wall. And I talked about how Ronnie and I have to divide and conquer in order to really, really make things happen. And I said, boy, I love being at the top. I love it. Which means, you know, it's okay. I stepped outside my comfort zone because you know what? I still want to do a lot in my business. And I know in order for me to take my business to the next phase, I have to develop leaders. I can't do it by myself. I have to develop leaders. I need more than Pat Perrin as a 7-star. I need Pat Perrin as an 8-star plus. I need Leon as an 8-star plus. I need Jimmy as an 8-star. I need Ruby as an 8-star. I'm not a selfish leader. I'm not going to sit back here and cry when my team hit ranks and complain about, oh man, everybody getting to the same rank I am. I won't do that. I'm going to celebrate with you. We're going to jump up and down for joy every single rank that you hit, because it's my job. My success is measured by how many people I bring along with me. If I can't get Pat and Leon promoted, something is wrong. And it reflects on me, of course it does. I can sit here and boast about how great the business is going, but if the team is suffering, and we don't see no one emerging as a leader, and if we don't see anyone making money on the team, something is terribly wrong. And I'm building something that ain't quite right, because I don't need to focus on self. See, I always truly believe I always believe in being inclusive. It's always better to include than to exclude anyone. And I want to talk about how every one of you is going to go all the way to the top. And we're going to talk about how selfish all of us are on getting there. We don't focus on self, we focus on team. What is it I can do for the team? Don't ask, what is it the team can do for me? I never asked that question. What is it I can do for the team? You know, I still got my suitcase to pack. All week long, I haven't had a chance to do anything. I left early, came home late, and I gladly did it. And a lot of nights I'm on the phone with Ronnie that it must be 6 o'clock in the morning there and 3 o'clock here. We discussing what happened in the course of the day. And normally she don't ask questions she don't have an answer to anyway. So I don't know why she asking me questions that she already got an answer to. You see what I'm saying?
I can see the report. That's what he meant.
So I'm telling you, it's been an amazing week, guys. And listen, if you're not experiencing that level of success that you would love to experience, you know, you have to be willing to reach out for help. Sometimes we don't know if someone is needing help if they don't reach out. But I can tell you right now, this has to be the simplest business I'd ever done. And one thing on Saturday, you know, I mean, we had people all the way from Canada. We had 3 guests in the room from Canada who, by the way, they all took a position on the team on Saturday. And they live in, I think,
Winnipeg.
Winnipeg, Manitoba, up in that area. And they were talking about also the simplicity of what we were doing. And everybody felt as though, say, hey, Al, I really get it. Say, how difficult can this be? I don't have to explain to nobody what the product is. I don't have to explain to nobody how to use it. Imagine that. And guys, think about this. We all go to bed at the end of the day, right? So our product is kept in the forefront every single day. And yet and still, I find people every single day, they think it's about buying a mattress. This ain't about, they think it's about selling a mattress, rather. Let me rephrase that. I sold 2 mattresses. 2 mattresses since I've been in this business. 2. And originally I thought it was about selling a mattress also. So I'm not gonna sit here tonight and pretend, Mama Mary.
It's coming back.
I lost the camera. When I really think about it, you know, let me just kind of share with you guys the first day with Sleepm, and I reflect back on this quite often. I think I shared this story with on Saturday also, but I was probably one of the worst candidates to ever come over here. I was rushed that day. I was rushing my wife. I probably should be embarrassed to even tell you guys this. You know, I was like ready to go. How long is it going to take to buy that mattress? I already said. I guess my internet is acting up a little bit today. But where was I at? I was telling a great story.
The mattress. You had no intention.
Yeah, so I acted up that day. My wife thought I was crazy. The folks around us thought I was crazy because I really just wanted to run it, buy whatever product we was gonna buy, and I just go home. I wasn't really interested in hearing the whole story. I wasn't interested in hearing about any kind of network marketing deal. I wasn't interested. I have been living off my savings for 3 years, and I would opt to continue living off my savings before I lower myself and go sell a mattress. So when, after leaving there that day, I tell Ronnie, do you really believe we can sell a mattress? And we laughed the rest of the way driving home. We laughed because we thought it was the most far-fetched thing we ever wanted to hear. That's what I really thought. I done sold a lot of stuff out there, and I made a lot of money along the journey, but I couldn't quite see myself as a mattress salesman. So the first week in this business, guys, Ronnie always liked watching QVC. We come home one night, I never forget, it was a Tuesday night. Ronnie do the usual thing, she put the TV on QVC. Time we walk in the door, she grabbed the remote control, she put it on QVC. And there was Property Brothers. Now, many of you might have heard of Property Brothers. The twin brothers who are in the real estate game, they have a reality TV show whereby they sell,
They refurbish homes.
They refurbish homes and put them back on the market at an outstanding profit. And they have a net worth of about $400 million. So when I saw them selling a mattress on QVC for $2,200, that captured my attention. And it lit a fire underneath me. Because I'm saying these guys don't have to sell mattresses, but they selling a mattress. I said, it must be a big, big profit margin in that mattress. And so I sat there on the edge of my chair and watched them do a countdown on that mattress. I never forget the lady said, we have about 220 left, 220 mattresses left. And I watch folks like you and me phone in for the next hour and a half and buy mattress after mattress after mattress until they were all gone. And I said, wow, QVC don't have a showroom. I said, don't nobody need to come down to that showroom to try anything. And maybe that's why 70% of our clientele is outside of California. They could care less about whether or not there was a showroom in the area on trying the mattress. You're going to set yourself up for failure if you think you just have to have a showroom. Because what you're going to do, you're not going to talk to those people that you have great relationships with that are geographically dislocated from you. You're not going to talk with them about this. And it's going to be missed opportunity for you. So don't do that. I want you to follow your warm market wherever it may take you. A lot of people ask me this very important question all the time. Hey, said, but Al, do I have to talk to people that I know? I said, yeah, if you want to make money. I have never, ever seen anyone that was such a great internet marketer to where they built their entire business online. I haven't seen that. In 34 years of direct sale, show me one person who has built a big, big business strictly online. Show me one. Tell me one. Anybody want to share with me? Share with us about somebody who went all the way to the stars by going to people only that they didn't know. Only that they didn't know. Now, I can tell you right now, I work with the people that other people know. And yes, there are a handful of people who have came looking for me. And I gladly accept them with open arms, of course. But I'm telling you, this is relationship marketing. This is relationship marketing. It's about relationship. I don't know if Pat might have responded to me differently had she not remembered my name. Pat might have responded differently to me when I gave her that call that day. She might have responded differently. Well, guess what? I met Leon over the phone because I was introduced him by someone who knew him. I met him over the phone. It was a warm relationship. Leon lives in Hawaii, but I didn't know Leon. But Pat, we'd known each other for quite some time. More than 10 years, easily, more than 10 years. So when I called her, or if she would have called me, I would have given her the time of day and I would have listened to her. So if you want to make money, yes, go to the people that you know. And as I look on here, I think about the people that I knew. Ego, you joined me from the very beginning because of the relationship that I had with you. This is why we call it relationship marketing. James Hampton, I never knew James Hampton. Michael McNeil was introduced to me by a mutual friend of ours who lives in California. And of course, I was going to listen to her. She has known me for 30 years. ever since I arrived in California, I met my good friend, Ann Galvin, through her brother-in-law, who happened to be my mailman at the time when I was living in West LA, and she lived down the street from me. So when she called me, after having such a long relation, hey, Al, I want to introduce you to my friend Michael. And it had nothing to do with Sleepm, but of course I'm gonna take my friend's call. It's the relationship that I held with her on why I answered the phone and why I talked to Michael in the first place. Now, had Michael just been a cold call calling me, I probably wouldn't have talked with him. I probably would not have. So I'm sharing this with you because you're missing out on a big, big chunk of the market when you only want to go to strangers. I'm not saying it's the only way to market, but think about this. If Sleepm, they're making a very healthy profit right about now. If they wanted to cut out the network inside of this and hire an internet marketing team to come up with sales, that means you and we're left out of the formula. I don't know about you, but I love the idea of Sleepm including us in the formula. This is about relationship. All of you are on this Zoom tonight based on relationship. Had I called Fred and all the rest of you I see on this Zoom tonight, had I cold called you, just per chance, stumbled across your number with no intro or anything and say, hey, I want you to get on my webinar tonight, I don't think many of you would have showed up. It's always about relationship. We build relationship. And what happened, ladies and gentlemen, we're always meeting new people. We're always we always meet new people, and we always building new relationship. Everywhere we go, there's people. I pick up Ronnie at the airport today, and on our way home, we stop in little Bangladesh. You know, everybody know my wife is Indian, but from Malaysia. She never even been to India, and actually don't even speak the language that well. You know, she almost like a fish out of the pond. You know, because but bottom line is that we stopped at this restaurant. There's a lady ordering her meal. She sat right beside us. And Ronnie recognized the accent because we traveled to Hong Kong many times. And so Ronnie strike up a conversation with this lady just based on recognizing her accent. And they had a nice long conversation. Matter of fact, while waiting on her food, she moved. There was one table between our table and her table, and she moved over in the table right next to us. And she enjoyed a nice long conversation with Ronnie. And I just look up and smile from time to time. and both of them was having a nice chat. And you know how this conversation ended, right? Because you got to always be ready, right? So what did Ronnie do? She reached in her handbag and she grabbed the brochure. And she made sure that the lady had her phone number. Wow. And they had a great conversation. Absolutely amazing. So, in other words, that's a new relationship being formed. She found out how long the lady has been living in the U.S. She only been here 1 year. She has 2 daughters. One lives out there somewhere near Baldwin Park, and one lives right there in LA near the restaurant where we had lunch. Wow. A 15-minute conversation, and Ronnie had the 411 on everything on this lady. She was dropping information left and right, just constant, boom, boom, boom. You know, if any stranger would have walked up, you would have thought those two were old friends who were just getting reacquainted again. This is what I'm talking about. That's what it's all about. We live, for those of us in Southern California, and I know we got people from many other places, but for those of us who live in large metropolitan areas, guess what? We're never gonna run out of people. Stop acting like you're gonna run out of people. It doesn't matter if someone get a little bit bent out of shape at you. It's okay. Your job is just to simply engage in conversation with people as you go along. All we do is engage in conversation. We talk to people, we make new friends, and we follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. Some people are good at follow up. I done had 5 people this week. They've been calling me all week long to share with me about their new network marketing venture. All week, they follow up, follow up, follow up. They good at what they do. Matter of fact, one of them I sent a message back just earlier before this Zoom. I said, man, I'm about to jump on a Zoom, but you would be great at what I'm doing. Because he's been following up with me all week long. And I said, wow, that's the attitude someone has to have. You have to be relentless with your follow-up. Don't sit back here and have that laissez-faire approach to your business. You got to be all out relentless. If not, guess what? Some of the very people you are thinking about recruiting, they're going to wound up on someone else's team. It's going to happen. I am so happy that all of us have had an opportunity to get acquainted with each other. I was never always a good recruiter, but I was always relentless at accepting no. I know I learned many, many years ago, whoever gets the most no's makes the most amount of money. The other thing I learned over the years, Albert, is that the greatest storytellers make the most amount of money too. See, I'm a great storyteller. I got some stories for you guys. I got a whole bunch of stories for you, but I stay committed to the cause too. Samsung A135U, you got your hand raised.
I think there's something to share.
You want to share something with us?
Is that Evelyn?
Maybe she raised it by mistake. So what I want to do, it seems like I get long-winded telling my stories every Sunday, and I burn up all the time. All of you know Ronnie has been in New York all week long. And she came back today. I got a text message. The alert woke me up because I was oversleeping this morning. And I knew I had to run down to the airport, and I look at the clock, I said, oh my God, I got 1 hour to get down there, and I'm not even out of bed yet. And I rushed to get out of bed because what kind of excuse can I make? My wife been out of town for a week, and I show up late to the airport. That's not cool at all, is it? And then I haven't done nothing all week. The house looked like a bomb exploded, and I still gotta pack my suitcase because we have an early flight tomorrow morning. I'm going to visit my family for the Thanksgiving break. So I'm flying to Arkansas tomorrow, flying into Memphis. My family lives in West Memphis, Arkansas. And I get to see a lot of family and friends I haven't seen in many, many years. I haven't traveled anywhere since before the pandemic. That was the last time I took a trip before the airline shut down. That was the last trip I took. And I believe we took a trip to Hawaii. I believe it was on about January of 2020, is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
January of 2020, we went to the Hula Bowl.
Just before the pandemic.
Went to the Hula Bowl in Honolulu. Had a great time there for a week. And matter of fact, on the plane back, I think a lot of them people had COVID because they were coughing. And I'm like, man. And they were talking about shutting down the airlines when we got back. I got back. I said, that's it. I'm not going anywhere no time soon. And I've been hibernating since. But anyway, Ronnie has some great information to share with all of you from her trip to New York recently. And you know, she's been there twice, so you guys already know. I'm overdue on going to New York. And every day when they complain about how cold it is, I'm a little bit allergic to that cold weather. I mean, I'm the type of guy who had to have a vest and a sweater on today. And it was, I believe it was 78 degrees here in California today. And I'm complaining about it's cold. So I don't know if I can handle New York just yet with the cold weather. But Ronnie tends to love it. So I wanted her to share with you guys her experience in New York over the past week, because Ronnie always tend to get some action going on there every time she go there. And I just hope I can be half as good as she is when I go to New York.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, Al is being very, very modest. He's the best, you know, in regards to bonding and making relationships, and also having the ability to literally make phone calls nonstop, even though how many no's he gets, unless they disconnect the phone or they tell him to get lost. But otherwise, you know, so working with Al for over 30 years, following his code of ethics, following his whole demeanor in how to make things work in a big way, even though we start out small, but yet we tend to do really well at the end of the day because of the tenacity, the focus, laser beam focus that both of us have, because we both want the same thing. And sometimes it's hard to find a couple along that nature, so to speak, wanting the same thing and willing to work hard for it, and not asking one partner over the other that you do the work and let me enjoy life. Here we come to a happy medium consistently, and always Al, you know, whatever he does best in, he stays in his lane, and what I do best in, I stay in my lane. So therefore, we work together in that way. So with that being said, going to New York was amazing, was a short vacation slash business. I didn't say business vacation. I said it was vacation business, you know, for 5 days. And to go back and bond with the people that I had met 2 months prior. I was there for 3 weeks the first time I went, and now I was there for 5 days, made new relationships, and also just to see how New York had grown from the day that we walked in, Miss Emma and myself, and opened up New York. And it was a brand new opening and pretty much soft opening, not a hard opening yet, just a soft opening. And we started to see a few people trickling in. But my goodness, today is completely different. That whole place is packed, and packed in odd hours, really surprisingly, because many of the people who have joined SleepM in New York are senior citizens, people over 65 years old and older. So in that sense, many of them are retired. So they're not really looking for a big income, but they want to feel that they're doing something good, because already they are helping in the church communities. They're very closely bonded to the church. So they're really helping in different aspects within the church communities that they're part of. Also, many of them help the older people, older themselves, you know, to give their time to the senior citizens, so to speak. So now they found an outlet here in the health and wellness space regards to giving you health benefits using our products. So they strongly feel that they have some connections out there because they've been out there in the public for quite a while. And therefore, it's the older people who come to SleepM at this moment in time. But what else is different about them is that they start their evenings late. They start their day with Sleepm rather late in New York. They start like from about 6 p.m. onwards. And how long do they stay? Till midnight. Exactly right. Sometimes 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. They enjoy that. That's how they work the business. So they have the regular morning traffic for the people who are working, and then they come in around their times off. And then we have people who are diligent and focused to just working the evening shift, so to speak. So the distributors who are there, who went there, Mr. Lee, Kiki, and myself much earlier on, but they have been there for the past month and a half, 2 months already, sort of feeding towards that type of group of people. Isn't that surprising? Because that's whom they're finding. But very soon, I'm sure other people are going to come in, because again, we are not right on the street level, our store, our showroom, like the one in Baldwin Park. We are on the 14th floor. There's a reason behind it. We are not expecting the walk-by traffic to come into our showroom, because they'll never know. We are on the 14th floor among thousands and thousands and thousands of other merchants who are in there as wholesalers doing their business overseas, international clientele, or domestically in the US. These are all mostly clothing manufacturers. And there are thousands of designers in that whole Manhattan area, Fashion Avenue, 7th Avenue, So you see all these high-rise buildings, you're thinking that they're apartments, condominiums, and they're not condominiums. They're all office buildings, office locations. Every single one of those high-rise that I took some of the pictures and posted it are all office buildings. So it's like a concrete jungle, literally a concrete jungle of all glass windows, buildings, all surrounded by glass, 360-degree view that they have. And then also, even though you're on the 14th floor, you can still hear the sound of people talking and laughing and having fun, and music and honking and blaring of the sirens and the motorcade that comes by. I mean, there's so much going on right there in that vicinity where our location is, which is between Times Square and also where the heart of the biggest, largest retailer store in the world, Macy's. We have 5-minute walk from Macy's. From our office to Macy's, the largest Macy's, is 5 minutes away. We are next to a hotel called Moxie. Moxie is part of the Marriott Group, and we are like 2 minutes from the Moxie Hotel. Guys, so in a sense, for accommodations, they're not that many unless you go outside, a few blocks outside, or even another borough, like staying in Queens or Brooklyn or the Bronx, Long Island, wherever it is outside of Manhattan. Over there, people can commute with cars. They can find parking. They don't have to pay horrendous fees and things like that. But in Manhattan, to have an office whereby people are not driving, they're taking off public transportation, right? And then we tend to have lots of events where people tend to come late in the evening. They're expecting some kind of refreshments. They're expecting some kind of snack, so to speak. So there's quite a food and engagement of food and tasting of this and talking about food and just enjoying the whole camaraderie that people are there from 6 o'clock till the late evening. Okay, guys? And then also on the weekend, on Saturday and Sunday, they have their, their Saturday evening event twice. And they're just so smart about it. They're really, really smart, because they're saying, okay, Saturday, you have to come for the potluck and take your ticket. Get a ticket, because we're going to have a drawing on Sunday. So you have to be there on Sunday to pick up your drawing. And then, or even now they made it a little bit easier. You come on Saturday, you get your ticket. If your number is drawn and you are at home, not able to come because you attended the Zoom call and your number was called, you can still get the prize, that free prize. Isn't that amazing? So they have the event twice on purpose. So people are attracted, attending, embracing Sleepm wholeheartedly. So therefore, that momentum has grown also with those little bit of quirks that they put into the enticement of how to bring in the crowd. So I noticed that too. And I say, wow, that's really good. Because we tend to do that every Saturday, Al?
I want to comment on this
Yes.
because, I know a lot of people, they complain about the location of the office. They say, well, why in the world would they put it down there? There's no parking, people not going to show up, blah, 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 blah. Now business is blowing up in that office. But some people, they use it as an excuse. In other words, you're saying you won't go down there and pay parking. You don't want to take public trans down there because evidently people have no problem showing up. They are showing up and they are spending money every single day. Spending money every single day down there at that office. So it's in your best interest because I see how we can play on that. That's why I am going to go to New York. And I'm going to set up household there for about 5 to 6 months.
And bring diversity, yeah.
I already shared with my wife.
Right.
I can't just sit. I got to get a piece of the action too. I'm not going to sit back here in California. And I'm going to recruit me people, just drop me right in the heart of Manhattan. I'm going to get me a place right in the heart of Manhattan within a 10-minute walk of that office. And I'm going to make some noise. And I'm going to make a lot of money. Lots of money. Because I could care less. I don't want to take a 40-minute train ride to get over there. I won't do it. But I will spend some extra money and be right across the street. Well, I got a very short commute distance, and that's my exercise for today. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm not going to sit back here and say, well, that's a bad location. I don't know, somebody smarter than me decided to pay for that office. Over $1 million to set up that office location in Manhattan. I feel grateful because now you have an office you can do business out of free of charge. We don't charge you anything. All you have to do is simply show up with your guests. So I want you to imagine you inviting guests to come to your office. They don't know who paid the rent. You inviting your guests to come to your office. How impressive is that? That's the sign of a successful and profitable business because yes, I can imagine the rent is quite high. Mm-hmm. And we know that Sleepm ain't going nowhere because they have a 6-year lease. So for the next 6 years, you can rest assured you got a place right in New York to conduct business and make money. All you need to do, every one of us on here, we need to find one leader that we can plant in that office. How many people would be grateful that you provide office location for them in New York City? Say, hey, I'm looking for leaders. And by the way, I'm going to pay your rent in New York City for you. Who in their right mind wouldn't want to do that? Come on, guys. But don't say, ain't nobody going to go down there. Nobody is going to go there. Nobody is going to go to that office. They're not going to make it there. Business booming. No advertisement, all based on relationship marketing. Business booming. I know. It's very, very good. Why you think Ronnie keep going back? If she wasn't making no money, she wouldn't want to go there.
That's right.
I mean, come on. She going back because there's money to be made there. There's a large pool of people in a very small geographic area.
Huge.
Do you realize in a 3-block radius, we can make millions of dollars right there in Manhattan? We ain't got to travel that far. just right there in a 3-block radius. I love it. That's why the people there right now, they're taking advantage of it. They're working out that office 24/7, making it happen. And they get paid. So I always say, you just get your contacts. It doesn't matter whether it's people you know or not, but all you got to do is share your excitement with people. Be excited about what you have. I want to talk for a minute too. Ronnie, you got anything else you want to share about New York?
No, just that, it's a good place to go. Summertime, early spring will be a good time to go when the winter sort of tones down a bit. Early spring to start your business, but start talking to them now, start sending them over to the showroom now, and then you can start committing yourself little by little. Some of you are hesitant for whatever reason. Do not be. This is your backyard. That's the East Coast. East Coast is wide open, ladies and gentlemen, wide open. And the heart of Manhattan, in the most expensive part of New York, right in the heart of Manhattan, and a beautiful spot. And here we have a building. There's no cost, as Al said, to any of us. And there's no network company that allows that. They always expect the leaders to chip into the rent. It's always been like that. With Sleepm, it's not like that at all. Guys, so you don't understand what we have. It's a gold mine with the office in Toronto, office in Los Angeles, office in Manhattan, and more places. We need the leaders to step up. Michael McNeil in Florida promised that he's going to become 6-star, 7-star, 8-star soon, so that we can help him open up a location. But we need people that are committed to the business before the company can step in to open up a location for you. The business has to be consistent. It cannot be hot and cold, hot and cold. When you see a new opportunity, you're going to go there and sort of feel your way. If it's not working, then you come back to Sleepm. And what is that called? That's called you're working out of desperation. You're not inspired to work Sleepm. You're desperate to work Sleepm when you want people to sign up with you right there and then. They can see that. But if you're inspired, you do your business in a normal manner, day in and day out, till you find the right people. So I just feel that's what we have, instilled in ourselves, and slowly we are instilling that same mindset in all of you.
One thing I love when I leave the office at the end of the night all week while Ronnie was away, I always ask Ronnie one important question. Did you look at the report today? Do you know how much money you made today? See, I always keep that in check. I want to know how much my cash register rang up at the end of the day. Every day. It's no different than you running a store. If you have a retail store, at the end of the day, don't you check your cash register to see how much money you collected at the end of the day? Well, I do the same thing in this business. This is like no other business I ever been involved in. Because at the end of the day, I want to know how much money did I make today. Every day ain't gonna be the same.
Because the report is instantaneous, Al.
It's instant.
6 seconds, whenever someone comes in, 6 seconds, you see your cash register growing. Or from pending, it becomes available,
Someone told me Saturday, they said, Al, I see why. When you're at the office, a lot of times you don't answer my call. He said, I see why, because he saw how busy we were on Saturday. Albert, you were there, man. There's people all over the place. I'm like,
we were occupying all 3 rooms, right, Al?
Everybody wanted a pie too.
And then here I'm in New York helping you.
Oh my God, I'm like, I guess you could call it Black Saturday early. Because you would think we had some kind of fire sale going on there Saturday, and it's just a regular Saturday at the office. But so many people there, so many people excited about being positioned on the team. Because when you build that excitement, people see what's possible here. What's possible, the kind of money you can make, but also we're helping people along the way, because Oh boy, do we have some great stories on the product that's coming out every single day. And then the money stories are beginning to flow. People are talking about how much money they're making every single week. That brings excitement, guys, when people not only can talk about their health benefit, but when they're also talking about how much money they done made for the week. That's exciting. And I tell you what, all of you are going to experience that if you do what we do. That's why I always say, ask yourself one important question at the end of each day. And that important question is that take a long look at yourself at the end of each day. Take a long look and ask yourself this question. If my team did what I did today, would I make any money? That's the question you need to ask yourself every single day. And every day I know the answer to that question without a doubt. We'd be getting dirty, stinking, filthy rich if everybody did what I did every day. Because I get down every day. I use a no holds barred approach to building my business. I go all out. And I get up every day. I do it with a smile on my face. And I would just encourage everyone, we're here to help you. I can't create miracles. I can't guarantee anyone that I can close your prospect. I can't guarantee that. Heck, I can't even close all mine. How can I create a miracle and sit here tonight and be dishonest and tell you that I can close all of your products, all your prospects? Ira know that too, because Ira done had a few people say no to me also. A lot of y'all done had people say no to us, but it's okay. Everybody is not going to commit. It's about going through the numbers.
Anyone else? The
law of large numbers will always work in your favor. Go through the numbers. Don't worry about the no's. Everybody, go home and cry about no's. Your mama been telling you no your whole life. Now we all overly adult and we can't even handle the word no. Come on, guys and girls. We bigger than that. Let's do what we have to do. I want to talk for a minute about the schedule next week, because some people have asked me that. This next week through Monday, Tuesday, we will have the office staff at the office. So you still can bring guests down to the office and do what you have to do, but you will have the office staff there. I think Wednesday, Thursday. Wednesday and Thursday are gonna be off, right?
Wednesday's half a day. They'll work the first half of the morning till about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And then the office will be closed Wednesday Eve of Thanksgiving. Thursday, the actual Thanksgiving day, will be closed. Friday, back open. And Miss Emma He will be there as well. Saturday is going to be our weekly Saturday event with potluck. And come in, you may see a surprise. Miss Emma, you never know. We'll do something nice for all of you. And it's still the Thanksgiving weekend. And then Sunday is closed, of course. And then Monday, we are coming back from Arkansas. So Tuesday, we'll be back at the office.
Yeah.
So we'll be gone Monday, which is tomorrow, and then till Monday. And then we're coming back on Tuesday, the following Tuesday.
And I was fortunate enough to get my passport renewed. And I look at my passport and I've been not going anywhere for so long. And I said, I gotta go somewhere. And I plan a trip to Europe or Australia. I'm planning either one. I'm taking one to see a family in one of those locations, and maybe none of the above, but I know I'm going somewhere outside the border of the USA for the Christmas and New Year's break. So I did get my passport last week, and I was so excited when I got it. As well, I got to get me a fresh new stamp inside my passport.
The first country to go outside.
I am planning on doing the New Year's and Christmas break somewhere outside the country. And so when I come back after January the 1st, I'm going to be ready to get out, and I'll be good to go for the next year. And I'm going to get out there in a big, big way, you know, but I'm readily available, easily able to reach through WhatsApp on my phone, because it's going to be a working holiday also.
Yes, we'll be able to do all transactions.
I'm the type of person, it's so hard for me to just go someplace and just take photos.
Right, and forget about business.
I got to talk it up and make me some friends while I'm away too. So that's part of my vacation.
So anyone who needs help with SNAP during the week of Arkansas, anyone who needs help closing their people over the phone or helping to describe the strategies on how we implement once you start, wanting to start in a big way, the best strategy and so on and so forth. And we have some very good people on standby, able to step up. They're very committed to that. We're not worried about it, but just that they know that we are a phone call away for anything that they need.
I want to thank Dr. Mark Armstrong out of Atlanta for jumping on here tonight. Dr. Mark, part of the team, and I know he's a big believer in our products.
Very much so.
And got his clinic there in Atlanta. Thanks, Dr. Mark, for joining us tonight.
Would you like to share?
Which
my pleasure. I've enjoyed the call.
There he is.
Oh, okay.
I'm a believer, that's for sure.
Believer.
Yes. So we really appreciate you joining us. And most importantly, it's an honor to have you as part of the team.
Well, this is my first call, and I took some notes. And one of the things I've walked away with is the mindset, the philosophy that you and Ronnie have to go after it every day. And it seems as though you have gotten past the fixed mindset and you've gotten into a successful mindset. So that's what's driving it, and it's contagious.
Thank you so much.
And we keep it simple, don't we? I'm having so much
fun. Keep it very simple because I don't have any kind of magical formulas or anything. I go straight from the hip pocket on everything I do here, and it works. It works, and most importantly, we take care of our people. I think that's very, very important. I don't try to sit at my desk and do this business, but I'm right there, shoulder to shoulder with the people who are part of the team, and anything we can do to help them, we're more than happy to help along the way. But Dr. Mark, we'll see you in Atlanta in the near future too. So
we want to visit that.
That's part of my schedule also, Atlanta, Georgia, because we see to get more and more people coming in the Atlanta area. And I got a good feeling, Mark, you're going to be one of the major anchors there in Atlanta, Georgia. I have no doubt.
Well, we have the sleep system in our house and we have it in the office. Got a couple pillows out there, thanks to you and Ronnie. Our unit just came this week, so we got it rolled out, ready to go here.
Fantastic. Okay, keep us in the loop. Let us know what's going on. Anyone else want to share here? I see Evelyn, your hand been up for a while. I'm not ignoring you. I didn't know if you accidentally raised your hand. I see you're driving, so you might be a little bit distracted trying to talk with us. Anyone else want to share with us?
Yes, this is Pat Perrin. How are you guys?
Hey, Pat, how are you?
Listen, hi, listen, it's very interesting. I'm from New York. I was born and bred in New York. I went to elementary school, junior high school, college, graduate school, and postgraduate studies in New York. So I am a true hardcore New Yorker. I had a part-time job at Macy's when I was 15 years old. So New York, I know New York, and I know New York, and New York is tight, and I understand that. But everyone, I mean, I'm in California now. I'm a California girl, but I will say this: we all cannot be at the same place at the same time. You know, there's so many people. This is such a new situation. I have to say this, and I'm going to give allegiance to people on the call. There's some people on the call from Utah, and I want you guys to know, and I want everyone to know, Utah is in the house, and they're not messing around. They've been working me to death the past 2.5 days, and they are not messing around. And I mean, Fred Fleming's on the line, Richard Burton's on the line. These are going to be the future leaders of Utah.
I was telling Fred, thanks for joining us. I know I talked with Fred maybe 3 months ago.
That's right. And Richard Burton's on the line. That's right. And you know what else? The power of the telephone, because I'm going to tell you something about the power of the telephone. If I hadn't made a phone call, and she hadn't made a phone call, and she hadn't made a phone call, and he hadn't made a phone call, Dr. Mark Armstrong would not know about this business. So I understand the power, because I'm on the phone day and night, and I'm like Alan Ronnie, and I'm going to shut up after this. I promise. Sometimes I lie, but that's another story. But I'm going to let you guys know. You keep talking to the people. You keep talking to the people and don't stop, because I do not stop. I'm 24/7. Pat, do you have any hobbies? No. Do you do anything else besides Sleepm? No. No. Now, if you want to make my money, you will do what I do. Don't try to make my money if you're not doing what I'm doing. If you're not doing what Alan Ronnie is doing, you cannot make our money. Period. End of story. But Dr. Mark Armstrong, I congratulate you. But what makes my heart swell is because if it weren't for me getting on that telephone, you wouldn't know about this. And I got on that telephone. It took me 25 minutes to sign up. When Al was talking, I was walking down the street for physical fitness, minding my own business, and he called me. And I was in the business within an hour, because I don't play. I understand sleep. And that was it for me. And that was January of 2022. I'm a 7-star and mad as heck because I'm not an 8-star plus, but I'm on my way. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. God bless you, and God bless Carlito. He's a crazy man. God bless him. And I talked to him, and I called him, and I went, okay, casual telephone conversation. That's my New York accent coming out here. But I told him, I said, and that was it. And he said, well, I don't know, it's Father's Day. He got into the business on Father's Day. And I mean, no one even knows what's going on. And Ronnie and Al are working with him. I cannot go to the office because of certain disabilities, mental, not, that's another story. That's another story, but I'm just letting you guys know, this is the deal. I have sold everything twice. I have never seen anything so sweet as Sleepm, for crying out loud. Give me a break, guys. And that's it. I'm going to mute out now. But I want you guys to know, Utah's in the house. They're here, and they're here to stay, and they're not messing around, because they're tough boys. These are tough boys. Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. Evelyn, I see you back. Did you, you lowered your hand, so maybe you didn't.
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else want to share with us, before we check out?
Well, I want to thank you all. I want to thank Pat, and a shout out to James Hampton, because he actually reached out. I think he was contacting me for months, but he finally got a hold of me.
Yes.
The power of the telephone.
Yes, indeed. All right. So, and think about this: Pat 7-star, James 6-star, Carlito double 6-star. Ruby 5-star. I think eventually everybody on this Sunday call is going to be, 6, 7, and 8-star at some
That's
point.
right, very soon. I think next is gonna be Dr. Mark
Yeah.
Armstrong.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to it. So anyway, guys, you may not be able to reach us within that, 7, 8 hour window while we en route, but, leave a message. We do return calls in a timely manner. So on that note, if no one else have anything they want to share with us, we're going to go ahead and close out.
Bye-bye.
Thanks everyone for your time.
Good
And
call, great call,
Thanksgiving.
thank you.
Thank you, Al. Thank you, Ronnie.
Thank
Hey,
you.
my friend, Mr.
Hi,
Shiva.
hi, Ronnie.
My goodness.
I appreciate all that you do.
Mr.
Have a
Shiva,
happy
how can you do
Thanksgiving.
this? The
Hey,
last-
Johnny, God bless you.
Thank you.
Happy
Enjoy,
blessed
enjoy.
Thanksgiving.